Have you ever seen a mirage? Mirages often occur on the coast and can occasionally be seen in the desert. People can see houses, people, mountains, forests, and things can be in motion and lifelike. In the East, especially in China, many people believe that mirages represent a fairyland on Earth. Penglai, located in the Shandong province of China, is known for its mirage scenes, often depicted on ancient Chinese paintings. During the Qing and Han dynasties in China, which is more than 2,000 years ago, the emperors sent emissaries multiple times to Penglai in search of immortals and magic elixirs. In the West, however, mirages don't seem to have connotations of such sort. 66 years ago, near the Aegean Sea, as many as 2,000 people saw a mirage, which presented a shocking scene to those who witnessed it. Witnesses saw Viking warriors running around. The Viking Age was estimated to span from year 790 to year 1066. No matter how people perceive the mirage, it continues to be revealed to mankind. Let's take a look at China, an ancient land with 5,000 years of civilization, and its mirages phenomena seen in recent years. Modern textbooks and encyclopedias all say that the mirage is caused by atmospheric refraction, but this claim cannot be justified. A single mirage usually lasts from a few minutes to a few hours. In rare cases, it lasts from a few days, a year to a few years. If it is atmospheric refraction, how could a mirage last that long? Modern people started using optical lenses a few hundred years ago. Making a lens that does not distort the scene is not an easy matter. In fact, it is virtually impossible that a mirage could last for several days without major distortion if it were through a lens refraction formed in the atmosphere. It would have meant that the atmosphere would need to maintain a certain density and distribution for 3 consecutive days. How does one explain strange phenomena such as mirages? Nowadays, more and more people embrace the multidimensional space-time theory and use it to explain the paranormal phenomena like ghosts and mirages. Lisa Randall, a professor of theoretical physics at Harvard University, said she had inadvertently discovered the sudden disappearance of particles during a nuclear fission experiment. She boldly hypothesized that those particles might have disappeared to a 5th dimension, which is invisible to humans. Most importantly, Randall suggests a way to test for evidence of the existence of other dimensions, albeit a very expensive one. The world's largest particle collider, being built by CERN, costing $4 billion, located more than 100 meters below the Swiss-French border, could be utilized to test this hypothesis. If a particle disappears without a trace, it could be confirmed that the particle has entered the 5th dimension, invisible to humans. If the 5th dimension or other dimensions exist, it would bring a new vision to mankind and revolutionize the understanding of the universe, space-time, and life. For example, there might be matter, energy, and even life in other dimensions. If the matter in our 3-dimensional space could suddenly disappear into another dimension, we naturally cannot rule out the possibility that the matter, energy, or life in other dimensions would suddenly appear in our space, resulting in the so-called paranormal phenomena. Also, for example, does the soul exist? Does it exist in another dimension? All these questions that concern humans deeply are related to the existence of other dimensions. These questions are not alien to the ancient Chinese civilization. Before the Communist Party took power in China, or 100 years ago, it was common for Chinese people from every strata to believe in the existence of divinities and ghosts, as well as the existence of other dimensions. Cultivators of the Chinese spiritual community have stated that they have access to other dimensions. This not only happens among current Chinese cultivators, but is also well documented in ancient Chinese history. Many people would question that from a scientific point of view, it is difficult to verify the existence of other dimensions, even with our current technologies and resources. How could ancient Chinese explore other dimensions when there were no modern instruments at all? A modern Chinese cultivation group has presented convincing arguments that the light that humans can see exists within visible range of 400 to 700 nanometers. Humans see matter because the human eye can receive the visible light objects reflect. At night, the infrared light emitted by matter cannot be received by humans. Within the range of visible light, if the light is too strong or too weak, humans cannot see it. The human eye is made up of matters of this dimension where human beings exist. It is composed of the largest layers of particles and the largest layer of molecules and is only suitable for seeing light in a certain energy range. If the space is made up of particles slightly smaller than the largest layer of molecules, the human eye would not be able to see it, not to mention dimensions made of smaller particles. Religions mention the 9 layers of heaven and the 18 layers of hell. For example, heavenly beings and ghosts exist in different dimensions that the human eye would not be able to see. As such, the Chinese cultivation community believes that other dimensions would sometimes manifest themselves intentionally or unintentionally in our dimension. The mirage is a reflection of scenes from other dimensions in the human dimension. It is a microscopic world of other dimensions reflected in the human dimension and makes it visible for the human eye. The mirage that people see is sometimes in motion because matter in other dimensions are in motion. Ancient Chinese civilization was very advanced. For example, modern anatomical study cannot ascertain the existence of human meridians, which can only be detected by instruments, but the ancient Chinese were able to draw them down accurately. And the way the ancient Chinese explored the universe, space-time, and life is wondrous, which we will explore further in future episodes.